morning, children. Hope you are all doing good, helping your parents. Yes, do not neglect your studies. Do not neglect your studies. It will helpful in your future. That is to you, your parents and to your society. So, never neglect your studies. At the same time, you help your parents too. Coming to the subject. Today, in the previous class, I am Anupama, JL Chemistry from Tandur. In the previous class, we have covered organic compounds, different types of organic compounds, that is aliphatic and cyclic compounds. In aliphatic, you have covered saturated, unsaturated, and in cyclic compounds, homocyclic and heterocyclic compounds. You have already studied aromatic compounds, non-aromatic compounds, benzenoids and non-benzenoids. We have covered all this in the previous class. Today, we are going to cover functional groups and isomerism. What are these functional groups? The functional groups Functional groups. Functional groups are groups characterize the structure of the family of organic compounds. They characterize the structure of family of the organic compounds. Structure of family of the organic compounds. It will determine physical and chemical properties. It determines these functional groups will determine physical and chemical properties of the organic compounds. So, what is the importance of this functional groups? Units, they are the units which classify the organic compounds into different classes. For example, alcohols, aldehydes, ethers, etc. And they are the sites for the chemical reaction. Sites for the chemical reaction where it takes place. Alcohols come under one family. Or wherever you put this alcohol group, in any compound, it will have the same type of reactions. This alcohols, aldehydes, wherever in any compound if you put, you will have the same type of chemical reactions. And also, it is the basis for naming organic compounds. Basis for naming organic compounds. How? Like, take an example, butane, all. Alcohol, we call it as all. So, butane, all. So, butanol. For naming the organic compounds, you are taking the naming these functional groups help in naming these organic compounds. So, children, the organic compounds can be represented as R with the functional group. See, this R is representing the rest of the molecule. However big the molecule may be, it will concise, it will condense the chemical, it will help in writing chemical equations, simplifying and summarizing the equations. So, the basic functional groups we come across in this organic chemistry are maybe halides, you can write R, X. R may be the alkyl compound, alkyl group. You can write ethane, methyl group, etc. To this halide groups, you can put any halide groups. Whereas alcohols, what are alcohols? So R OH group. Aldehydes, R C double bond O H group. So these are all the common basic functional groups: ethers, aldehydes, amines, carboxylic acids, amides, they are the derivatives of the carboxylic acids, etc. By this, you know, match the following these organic compounds according to their functional groups. Amines, what are amines? NH2 groups, NH group has to be present. Carboxylic acids, alcohols, ether group is O, this is the ether group, this is the other functional group. So many functional groups will be coming. Next, what are isomers? Our next topic is isomerism. It is very interesting topic. What is this isomerism? Isomers having same molecular formula of same molecular or chemical formula, can also write chemical formula of organic compounds, but different physical and chemical properties. These compounds have different physical and chemical properties. So how do they have a different physical and chemical properties? Due to they have same chemical formula, but in arrangement of the atoms in the space, and bond connectivity, due to bond connectivity and arrangement in the space, arrangement of atoms in space, you have two different types of isomerism. They are structural isomerism. Due to this bond connectivity, we will have structural isomerism and stereoisomerism. So you have different structural and stereoisomerism. In structural isomerism, they have same molecular formula but different structural formula. The structure will be differed. Here in the structural formula, structural isomerism, stereoisomerism again divided into geometrical isomerism and enantiomers. Optical isomerism come under optical isomerism. So these structural isomers, again they are having different types. In structural, you will have chain isomerism, position isomerism, functional group isomerism, metamerism tautomerism and ring chain isomerism. Ring chain isomerism. So, these we have to cover in the structural isomerism. Stereo isomerism, you know that they are divided into geometrical and optical isomerism. They are having same molecular formula but different arrangement in the space. Now, we go deep into the structural isomerism. That is, structural isomers have structural formula, different structural formula, because their linkage is different. The linkage of carbon atoms will be different ways. So, chain isomerism, they have the same molecular formula but different chain structure. The carbon skeleton is different. Here, chain isomerism. The carbon skeleton is different. Same molecular formula, but carbon skeleton is different. So, they are having same chemical properties but slightly different physical properties. More branching, when we have a more branching, there will be lower boiling point. So, for examples, alkanes undergo chain isomerism. First three alkanes, that is methane, ethane, they do not undergo chain isomerism. Why? Because they are having only one carbon, and when you write the structure, you will attain the same structure. Whereas, the next carbon, that is C4H10, C4H10, that is butane, will undergo chain isomerism. How many isomers you can draw? C4. 1, 2, 3. Carbon valency is 4. Remind you, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So, you fill them up with hydrogens. So, C4H10. Okay. You can also write it as C like this. This is branched chain. So, these are called as chain isomers. Why? Here the parent chain, you are having 4 number of carbons. In the parent chain, you are having 3 carbons. Okay, children? So, here these belong to chain isomers. The parent chain will be differing. Okay, children? Next, go to another example. In butane, we have written 2 isomers, and in pentane, C5H12. So, here we get 3 isomers. How? Come on, write with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. CH3, CH3, CH2, 2, 2. This is N-pentane. N-pentane. Next comes CH3. I will shift this carbon here to the second position of the carbon. CH, CH3, CH2, CH2, sorry, last carbon is CH3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hydrogens, you have same molecular formula, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, this is called as pentane. And next carbon, how can we write? Next chain, so CH3, CH3, CH3. So this is called as neopentane. What is this called? Neopentane. Here the see the structure first. Skeleton of the carbon. How many carbons you are having? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons. Whereas here you are having 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. And here 1, 2, 3. The parent carbon is changing from 1 by 1. So these are all come under chain isomers. 1 and 2 are chain isomers. And 1 and 3 are chain isomers. 2 and 3 are chain isomers. Now we are clear about chain isomers, right? Next example. Take another example. Here we could write 3 isomers. In pentane, we got 3 chain isomers. Next, we go to another example. C6H, sorry, C hexane, H14. C6H14, that is, you can again write the structures. Come on, practice with me, children. C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. CH2, 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 CH2. This is called as N-hexane. Are you getting? Next, I am bringing this carbon here. CH, CH3, CH2, CH2 and CH3. Okay. The next, how many isomers you can write? CH3, you can also put it as here CH3, CH2, CH2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and CH3, last one. And next, so branching of the carbons. See children, here you are differing with the size of the carbons. Next, you can also write with the 4 carbons. CH3, CH3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, another one. You can also write in the same. Okay. Here third carbon, pentane, CH3, CH, CH3, CH, CH3 and okay. Now fifth isomer. So you can relate it. This parent chain and this parent chain are different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 and 2 are chain isomers, right? And 2 and 3 are again chain isomers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 and 3 are again chain isomers. So here you relate this CH3 and this one. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. But here 1, 2, 3, 4. Here the position has changed. Okay, 1 and 1. Here you are having 2 dimethyl butane. Here 2, 3. You have to arrange 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here in second carbon, on the second carbon, you are substituting 2 methyl groups. So here 3 and 4 are nothing but position isomers. Only the position has changed. The carbon skeleton is same. In the next slide, we will learn about position isomers. See children, here the chain isomers. I want to show this model to you. See, carbon, you are having straight chain, right? You are having straight chain. In butane, what happened? Pen left watches. 1, 2, 3, 1 carbon, 2, 3 and 4. This is the straight chain. So you can also write it as like this, C4H10. Okay, see here 1, 2, 3, 4. How many carbons do you have? 4 carbons. Okay, 4 carbons, 10 hydrogens. 1, 2, 3, CH2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You are having 4 carbons and 10 hydrogens. Now I am just changing the structure by removing this hydrogen and placing this carbon. This is an example for chain isomerism. N-butane to isobutane. N-butane to isobutane. Did you understand, girls? This is called as a chain isomer and the position isomer. So, what is the position isomer? You are having same molecular formula, position isomerism. Here the carbon chain remains same, only the functional group or any substituent or any multiple bond, the position will be changing in the carbon skeleton. For example, the position of the bromine is going to change. The carbon skeleton doesn't change. Carbon skeleton remains same. The carbon skeleton remains changed in the position isomerism. They are having same molecular formula, but change in position of the substituents or any double bond. For example, you take butene to butene. See, you can write even this structure and also here 1 butene also. So, here it is 1 butene, that is carbon. On first carbon you are having multiple bond 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1 butene. Here 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is second carbon. On the second carbon you are having multiple bond. This is 1 butene. This is 2-butene. So children, here only the position has changed. The structure, the carbon skeleton doesn't change. They are having same molecular formula, but same carbon skeleton, but the function, but the position will be changing. For example, I will take this structure for position isomers 1, 2, 3, CH3, CH2, HH and CH3. The position has changed. See here, 1, 2 and 3 carbon. This is 2-propane, 2-chloropropane. 2-chloropropane. This is the structure of this molecule, 2-propane. So, 1 how can we write? So, removing this hydrogen, CH3, see 1-chloropropane. This is 2-chloropropane. One chloropropane means Cl, CH3, CH2, CH2. Okay, girls. So, you having 2-chloropropane and 1-chloropropane. Only the position has changed. This is the model for that. Chlorine, here it's N-chloropropane. When you put this on this carbon, you will have a change in the position, but the structure won't change. You are having 3 carbon skeleton. This is the position isomerism. Now, next comes to functional isomers. Functional isomerism. Here the molecular formula of the compounds is again same, but the difference of the functional groups. For example, alcohols and ethers are the functional group isomers. They perform functional group isomerism. Alcohols and ethers, carboxylic acids and esters, aldehydes and ketones, etc. So, we will take an example of alcohol and ether. Same molecular formula, but different functional groups. They have different chemical and physical properties. Why? Because it is different functional group. It is the family is again different. This is ether and this is alcohol. So, for example, alcohol will take C2H5OH, alcohol, ethyl alcohol and dimethyl ether, CH3 ether. They are having same molecular formula, that is C2H6O. What is this? C2H6O, right? We are having 2 different isomers. These are called as functional isomers. Here C2H6O, 3 plus 3, 6, 2 carbons and O, having same molecular formula, but they are alcohols and this is ether group. Next, we take another example, C3H8 O. How many isomers we can form? CH3, CH2, 3 carbons, CH2, CH2, OH. Okay, propanol. And here CH3, ether, and C2H5 group. This is another example. Okay, you can also write it as CH3, CHOH, right, and CH3. This is another isomer of alcohol. 1, 2, and 3. You are having 3 isomers for this formula, right? C3H8O. Here 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So, what are 1 and 2? 1 and 2 are position isomers. Just now I spoke about position isomer. The carbon skeleton will not change, only the functional group will be changing. So, the carbon skeleton is like that only. So, 1 and 2 are the position isomers. And 1 and 3 and 2 and 3. What are these? 1 and 3. 2 and 3. What are these? Functional isomers. Did you understand? So, you are having same molecular formula but performing different isomerism. These functional groups have different chemical and physical properties. So, take another example, C4H8O. Come on, write the isomers for this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is one alcohol. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is another alcohol. 1, 2, 3. Yes, children, you have to fill the with CH3. Carbon has 4 valency. You have to fill with hydrogens. Okay. So, CH3, CH2, 1, 2, 3, only one hydrogen, CH3. Okay. So, see, you can also write OH. So, CH3, CH3, CH3. Okay, children. In ethers, you can also write diethyl ether, CH2O, CH2, CH3. Okay, diethyl ether. How many carbons are you are having? C4, 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. How many hydrogens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sorry, H10. Molecular formula is C4H10O. For that, same, see the molecular formula 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, C4H10O. Here also we are getting C4H10O. So, both are, this is alcohol and this is ether. Next, we can also write it as CH3O, CH2, CH2 and CH3. Okay. And also, you can also write it as CH3O, CH, change the branch, CH3. Okay. So, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For how many hydrogens? 4 carbons, 12, 10 hydrogens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, molecular formula is same for all the structures. We will name them as 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay. So, now we'll say what they are. Okay, 1 and 2 are position isomers, right? The structure hasn't changed. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 1 and they are chain isomers. Sorry, this is N 1, 2, 3, 4. So, N-butane, butanol. So, this and this are having same chain. So, these 1 and 2 are position isomers. So, the branching has to be changed for the chain isomers, right? The carbon skeleton should be changed. 1 and 3. See here 1, 2, 3, 4 and here 1, 2, 3. Here they are chain isomers, right? Again here 2 and 3 are 1, 2, 3, 4. Here 1, 2, 3. This is a chain isomer. The carbon skeleton is different. Therefore, it is chain isomer. And 1 and 4, they are functional isomer. 1 and 5, they are again functional isomer. So, what are 4 and 5? 4 and 5. Here, the carbon skeleton on either side of the functional group is different. Carbon attached in either side of the carbon is different. Here we having 2 carbons, here 1 and here 3. These are called as metamers. These are nothing but metamers. Here 4 and 6 again are metamers. Here you are having 2 carbons on either side of the functional group. The alkyl group will be changing. The length of the alkyl group will be changing. That is nothing but a metamerism. Next we go to the metamerism. So, what is metamerism? The functional group, the alkyl group will be changing. So, this type of isomerism is due to unequal distribution of carbon atom on either side of the functional group. Such compounds are known as metamers, diethyl ether and methyl propyl ether. For example, metamerism. They are having same molecular formula of the organic compounds, but they are having different carbon chains on either side of the functional groups. Different carbon chains. Okay. For example, you are having diethyl ether, okay. You can also write it as methyl propyl ether. Okay. These are the examples of the metamers. Children, I want to show you alcohol and ether. Aldehydes, alcohol, this is C2, CH3, CH2, OH. What is this? Alcohol. CH3, CH2, OH. This is an alcohol. Ethyl alcohol. Okay, this is nothing but ethyl alcohol. C 1 2 3 CH3 CH2OH, right? CH3 CH2 and OH. Now I am not changing any molecule here, I am not adding it, only you have to change the structure. CH3 here, O CH3. The bond linkage is different. Okay, these are called as functional isomers, right? Ethyl alcohol and dimethyl ether. Ethyl alcohol and dimethyl ether. What is the chemical formula for this? C2H6O. Here we are getting C2H6 and O. Another example, aldehydes and ketone. What is this? CH3, CH2, CHO. Aldehydes, CH3 example, CH3, CH2, C double bond O, H. This is an aldehyde. What is its isomer? Functional isomer, that is CH3, C double bond O keto group and CH3, dimethyl ketone. So, this is the group CH3, CH2, CH3, CH2, C double bond OH. This is an aldehyde group. Okay, CH3, CH2, C double bond O, right? This is C2H5, C double bond OH, right? This is the structure, and we are changing this into ketone. The same molecular formula we can change also like this. C double bond O in the middle. So, they have different chemical and physical properties. Alcohols are very reactive, whereas ethers, they are not reactive. In the same way, ketones, okay, they are polar molecules. These are what? C double bond O, CH3. I have changed this CHO to CO. CH3 dimethyl ketone, right? C double bond O. So, metamers, I want to show you metamers. So, here the carbon chain, I want to fix this. See children, different carbon chain. Yes, CH2, yes. See here, this is a metamer. First, diethyl ether, diethyl. What is this? On either side you are having two ether molecules, that is C2H5O and C2H5. You can also write it as CH3 CH2O CH3 CH2 CH3. So, what is the metamer for this? CH3O CH2, CH2, CH3. Different number of carbons. So you can put like this. So I am just disconnecting them to form a metamer, to form its metamer. See, you are having the 3 carbons on one side and 1 carbon on other side. This is the isomer of previous one. These are called as metamers. Next, tautomerism. What is tautomerism? It is a special type of functional isomers. Functional isomerism. A special type of functional isomerism. Tautomerism. For example, you are having ethyl acetoacetate. Here, 2 isomers will be in their dynamic equilibrium. In the mixture, they are having 2 dynamic mixture of in the equilibrium. You will find this mixture. Keto forms. CH3, C double bond O, CH2, O, C2, H5. This is ethyl acetoacetate. What is this? In which form it is having? This is keto form. Here it is in equilibrium with other compound, that is here this hydrogen will go to the oxygen and this bond will come here. The change of the bond, C double bond, here OH. What is this called as? Enol. This is called as CH, C and C double bond O, O C2H5. So this keto form will be changing to enol form. In the equilibrium, it is 93% and this is in the 6%. So this is enol and keto. Therefore, this is called as keto-enol tautomerism. It is also called as keto-enol tautomerism. So this is the example for tautomerism. Next comes ring chain isomerism. Here also we are having same molecular formula but differing in the bond connectivity. So same molecular formula but differs in the bond connectivity. Linkage of differs in the linkage of the carbon atoms. See, example for this is propene and cyclopropane. Cyclopropane. Okay, children. See here, C double bond. What is this called? Propene. CH2, CH, CH3. This is called propene. You can also write it as CH2, CH2 and CH2 having the same molecular formula. How many carbons? 1, 2, 3. C3. How many hydrogens do you have? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C3H6 is the molecular formula. C3H6. 2 plus 2 plus 2. C3. This is the having same molecular formula but different structures. They may be open chain, they may be closed chain. So by this we will complete the structural isomerism. Next we are going to stereoisomerism. In the next slide we will discuss about stereoisomerism. What it is all about. Stereoisomerism, they are divided into geometrical isomerism and optical isomerism. Geometrical and optical isomerism. So, this geometrical isomerism should have a restricted bond, that is double bond. It should have a restricted C double bond C that will not rotate easily. Okay? And optical isomerism, it is a spatial arrangement of atoms, different spatial arrangement of the atoms. They have these stereoisomers have the structure and the bond order are same in the stereoisomers, whereas the group of arrangement of atoms are arranged in different manner. They have different spatial arrangement. These stereoisomers have different same molecular formula, same connectivity, but different spatial arrangement. Different spatial arrangement. Stereoisomerism having different spatial arrangement. Next we go to geometrical isomerism. This should have a restricted bond rotation. Geometrical isomerism. We will talk about geometrical isomerism. Here we have cis trans and E and Z nomenclature. E and Z. These two are geometrical isomers. They are non-superimposable and non-mirror images. These geometrical isomers are diastereomers. These cis and trans are called as diastereomers. Diastereomers. I will tell all about this. Non-mirror, non-superimposable. We will take an example and go on. That is C double bond O, C double bond C, Cl, dichloroethane. The carbon should have different atoms. The carbon should have two different atoms, right? Okay, A and B. They should have two different atoms in the optical isomerism. Okay, A and B. Okay, children, the carbon definitely should have a double bond. It is having a restricted rotation, and A and B are the two different groups. Only then geometrical isomerism it will follow. So, what is the geometrical isomerism? The other structure is forming here. That is, the same groups are arranged in the opposite direction of the double bond, opposite side of the double bond. These are called as optical geometrical isomers. Okay. Here we have another E and Z. E and Z. We take another example. What is E and Z isomers? So, here we have to arrange the molecules. We have to give the priority according to the Kahn, Ingold and Prelog. That is, you have to identify which is higher prioritized group. Mostly the bulky groups are higher prioritized. See, this is 1 and 1. Bulky group 1 and 1. 1, 2. Here for this carbon, this is bulky group. So, CH3, this is next hydrogen. Second, first priority the bulky group is C2H5 and here it is second. When the two priority groups are on the opposite side, then it is called as E. When I change the molecule, you are getting C double bond C. Here I write CH3 CH and here same molecule. I will just show you. CH3H, CH3, C2H5. What is the priority for this? 1, and here it is 2. Here priority 1, here 2. On the same side you are having the same priority groups. Okay, this is called as Z. Enter Gagan and Zizhuman. These are the two isomers. Next, last we come to optical isomerism. Optical isomerism. These are formed by the compounds that are enantiomers. These are the enantiomers. Okay, non-superimposable mirror images. These are the non-superimposable mirror images. So, this is the optical. They are having same molecular formula. For example, I will give you lactic acid. They are having chiral molecule. They should have a chiral molecule. All the 4 groups should be different. Hydrogen, OH, CH3 and COOH. This is chiral group. This is the chiral carbon because it is having 4 different groups. When you place it on the mirror, it is having, see, here you are having H, here CH3, sorry, OH, CH and COOH. This is S and this is R. These are called as enantiomers. Lactic acid, S lactic acid and R lactic acid. These are called as optical isomers. So, this is all about isomerism, children. I thank you. I would like to thank you one and all. Our secretary sir, Praveen Kumar sir, and DS Akad sir, Srinivas Reddy sir, OSD sir, Srinivas Kumar sir, and our Asi ma'am, Kalyani ma'am, and our principal ma'am, Parvatama ma'am. Thank you one and all.